No, this is called a. Oh, there's a name for it. That's a bubble bill. That one.
Is that not calcite?
Not calcite. This is the one where it sweeps it down into the middle. Sort of thing. Whereas this is a bubble.
You switch this one up. Thank you. So what happens when it's very similar to that shaking table, the only element you're missing here is the shaking element. But you put mineral on that table, and as it comes around, water would flow through this gully, and quite experienced engineers would open these things up and allow the water to flow over the mineral. And again, the lighter weight minerals would be washed away to the middle. The cassiterite would stay on top until it came into contact with that brush, which would be brushing the surface. We don't put it on the surface because of the wear and tear.
Okay.
But that brush would then brush it through that gap and into a container. So you've got a situation where the lighter weight materials are washed away. The cassiterite being heavier won't wash away so easily. So the people controlling this will have, more clever to do it.
That's cool.
He's got to think about this. He just likes holding the line. But so that brush would brush away. And again, you would have your cassiterite, that could be then evaluated, taken to the assay office, brushed up a little bit more to find what's there.
The engineering is just fantastic, isn't it?
It is.
It's just simple, but just everything just driven off that one belt there.
Simple to work. All this machinery is quite simple, but clever.
Clever, yes.
And it works. So
it just works and works and works as long as it's got a water supply.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Water, very important.
Yeah. I take it originally those brushes would have been longer and touched the actual wood.
I did say that. Sorry, I didn't say it later. But they would brush the cassiterite through.
Yeah, they would actually brush it. Yeah.
Yeah, but because of the wear and tear, we don't actually run it on.
Yeah, you've shortened them. Yeah.
300 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would do the bits. Yeah. It's a different type of machine tools and things.
Well, it's just the cast centre bearing there, and then the timber work. I'm a joiner by trade, and I'm just looking at the workmanship just to build the actual machine.
It's very similar to an horizontal water wheel, basically, isn't it?
It is. And the thing is, all this wood that you see, and particularly the frame behind the stamps, that's all the original work here when it was the School of Mines. And you've got to remember it was a training facility. So we're seeing a snapshot of the stamps, of all the machinery, you're able to run of these. But these were lined up these things. And the only thing about these that put me off, or put us off, is the actual sizing. See, as things evolve, these tables were replaced by smaller bits of equipment that would do similar or very much the same job in less of a space. So you could get more productivity by having more machines doing stuff. So the space that took up was enormous.
It's clever how it runs down both sides here, doesn't it? North. And you can see how it's all angled and everything.
This is a convex bottle, isn't it? This is a convex bottle, right? And the way this works is a similar principle again. Again, we don't flow any water into it because of the age of it. But the minerals would be placed on the highest point. The water would flow down through and out from the pipe. The water would flow over the minerals, washing the lighter weight minerals down to this area, which then could be scraped down to maybe use woodwork again. And the lighter weight, the heavier weight tin would stay there where the brushes are in that area. And the brushes are there just to keep it flat, stop it building up in one place. So as you go. Now, a lot of farmers whose farms were quite close to a mine, and a lot of the work, because there were so many mines, would probably build one, easy to build, simple mechanism, and they would build one of these and throw minerals on it to eke out any bits of tin that was in their land, on their land. And what they would do with their tin, right, they'd get it smelted into little ingots or into souvenirs that they could sell at farmers market to enhance their income a little bit.
Yeah.
So you'd see maybe a few of these. It's quite mesmerising, isn't it? I don't like to stand there too long.
Well, you see,
Just like
you see a lot of these in the old ruins that are knocking about anyway, especially these, the bubbles.
some nice old kibbles there, haven't you?
Yeah, rusty there, isn't it? But a lot of the tools that they would use to polish. Wayne's pretty good at this.
Oh right, yeah.
I'm not bad, but I had one of the American women here last week, and I said, "You have a go," and she was doing it, Wayne. I said, "You've done this before." She said, "Yeah, I've done it at home." I said, "Well, give me that shovel back. You're showing me up."
She's probably been doing it on the golf field in California or something like that. Yeah.
Whose goal, as I said, is planning.
We actually did some planning last year at Wheel Mary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you see there what Wayne's doing there, like
Yeah.
you see the black cassiterite and the other material being washed away from it.
Yeah.
You can see that. But all that is, if you look at it, it's shaking, water, gravity.
So there's your
It's exactly
cassiterite, is
same.
the dark brown stuff there. at the back,
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
It's a small version of that shaking machine,
Yeah.
really. That's what it is. I mean, this wouldn't be done for any commercial reasons, but it would be done for test purposes. So you could,
Beaver down there use this method up to the very last days.
Yeah.
Really?
And then
just
that-
to assay the bit.
that's
that
like
you
an
were-
just to
hand crushing
evaluate how
table.
much tin is in that. You
Get a
know.
rock and we'd go.
Like, yeah, an hand crushing
I'll show you how
table.
to do that properly.
Carolina.
If you break that wall,
He's not a miner, he's older than that.
so you break that wall.
Right, so yeah.
Then you put that on your shovel.
Yeah.
To do this,
Yeah.
one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the ball maidens who'd be doing this, wouldn't it?
So you get it down to fine powder.
Yeah, yeah.
Put it on your
Yeah.
hand shovel. What are you doing on 71?
Yeah.
Six.
Yeah.
The girls used to have muscles and figure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was considered women's work.
That's women's work, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We don't know what's for now.
That was when the men were men and so were the women.
Yeah.
They still
That's
haven't
today.
seen Weatherspoons and Campbell. The green hair, donkey jacket, and DM boots. Whatever you do, don't ask them to buy a plane.
Is that the women?
Yeah, that's women.
That's the women. Yeah.
It's left in the tin, as you know, it makes tin pressure. But the arsenic, this red stuff, in calciners. It was a byproduct of the chemical to keep the water fly off the cotton fields in North America. It went into the wallpaper industry. We went into the makeup cabinet. We made it, but I'm no problem with that. That's real professionals. So, to get rid of the arsenic, like I say, use these.
That's frothing the water up, is it? Yeah, yeah.
Creating the froth.
Yeah.
And the arsenic will stick to the bubbles of the froth.
Yeah.
And that's what we remove the arsenic from the tin. You see it all
If you was an arsenic worker working in the calciners, your expectancy would have been about 35 to 40 years.
Yeah, yeah. Because they'd eventually die of arsenic poisoning.
A little bit today, a little bit tomorrow. A little bit today, in the dirt.
Well, arsenic was used as a medical treatment in the Victorian eras, yeah.
It was, yes, it was, yes.
So what is it doing? Is it just agitated?
Yes,
or is
it's
it
agitated.
It's just like a whisk, is it?
Yeah.
It's just like a whisk at the bottom.
Big old coffee whisk.
It's what, sorry?
Arsenic's like oil, it can't mix with water.
Yeah.
So it's,
Yeah.
right.
So it ends up frothing and floating on the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, there's another
See, another use for arsenic, and I'd like to tell this story when we've got lady visitors. I knew that was true. This, if you want to feel the weight of that, you know, I've been going on about how heavy the tin is to the other minerals. That's at 28 pounds
28
in
pounds,
weight.
yeah.
It's not getting expensive.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to be throwing them around
got
all
my hands
day,
full,
would
mate.
you?
No.
Right.
And that's one of the ones. Remember, I told you that story about the SS Cheerful earlier
Yeah.
on?
Oh, is that came from?
That's one there, yeah. That the government kindly loaned us, one of our own. You can see the National flag on there.
Yeah, stamped. So that's stamped that way, whereas the other one was stamped that way. So it's
way,
been
yeah.
stamped
Yeah.
Well, there's
from
a
a
legend
different.
there. That Wayne will show you the legend. With all the different smelting units around
yeah,
had various different ways of stamping them, so you knew where they were smelted.
So that one there is the London flag, that's Confederate Tour,
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
and the other one is the other one. That's the Confederates.
Because down at Crowley's, which is on the way to Penzance, there's a pub down there, bit of a shop there, called the Lamb and Flag.
Yeah, that's
So
gone.
that, you know, that connection again between the
Yeah.
It's gone to
Didn't know a lot about pub now. It does know a lot about
I
pubs,
don't
doesn't
know
it?
much else. I know where the pub is. Yeah, please. Thank you. Pick out that other bit there if you would, that round thing.
Got bolted
Can you tell
down.
me
Is this a trick?
No, no. We wouldn't do that to you. Right, if you turn it, do you know what that is?
Brass.
It's copper.
Copper.
Yeah, it's copper.
And that's a half melon, for obvious reasons it's called that. And that's a half melon of copper. Now, I don't know if this story is 100% right, but apparently a shipload went missing of that, which was being sent to Portugal because a Portuguese prince was buying it as a dowry for his new wife.
That's right.
Yeah.
And it went missing. It was taken by the Cornish Records, which I mentioned earlier.
Oh yeah,
The ship
was.
was the ship was well, it's washed ashore on Gonwallow.
Yeah, well,
Right.
they bring a lamp, so they bring it into the
Oh, right, yeah, the records,
ship,
yeah.
and then they stole the
Yeah.
They killed the crew as well.
Yeah.
Oh, they killed the crew, yeah, they
Yeah.
did that. They don't want anybody having papers.
There was a program on Discovery, a series about shipwreck divers,
Yeah.
and they recently found one in the English Channel that was full of those copper plugs
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
I recently, we had a couple of days off, I went up to Charlestown, which is up near St. Austell, where they used to ship all the China clay out on
Oh, yeah.
galleons
Yeah,
and things
yeah.
from there. I was interested because they got a shipwreck museum up there.
Right.
And he tells you some stories about it.
Yeah.
Leave it up
Yeah.
there. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah. Yeah. So that was.
Managed to get these again. Just
See, apparently,
not to get me.
when all this copper went missing, the prince. We will show you this one. This is called a key valve. It's not running, is it? No. We need some parts for it. This one shapes like it runs. The belt runs along. The lighter weight materials get washed that way, so the flow of water coming down, get washed that way, and the heavier tin actually vibrates and runs backwards. It comes off the end into that container there.
Yeah.
And a very clever machine. And one thing to look at this is, if you look at the size of that, compare it to the size of that Cornish mainframe table, how many, you get loads of them in a room to that.
Yeah.
So the production capacity goes up.
Yeah.
There, look. Door closed mine, it's all closed now. This is the only one
That's left.
that's left in the world that actually works. Because a lot of this stuff, you can imagine, all went from scrap when
Yeah.
the mines came. I say it actually works, but it's actually broken at the moment. But when it goes, it
Yes.
Yeah.
it needs a pump. So it's a bit of an oxymoron, isn't it? The only working one left in the world that doesn't work.
Yeah.
We almost lost the time, but the guy there, Willie Irwin, he sent us into the big thing with this.
Yeah. Yeah.
We
saw some of these outside earlier.
Yeah, spiral
These,
concentrators.
Spiral concentrator. Again, same principle. Materials and water put in the top, they would come down and be washed out. The lighter weight materials would be washed away through this area and possibly out to the thin stream, down to the sea, which would be then do now.
No.
Not very environmental friendly. And then the cassiterite being heavier would stay on the wider part and could be scraped off and salvaged back and a little bit of tin, a little bit more tin. Now, imagine how many of these could be into a room in the same space. So things are evolving. That's cast iron. Things are evolving year after year. Mother nature. Yeah. But now this is my favourite for a very simple reason. That you don't need steam, you don't need electricity, you just need flowing water. And the way this works is, the bell maidens would stand at the back and they would shovel the material onto this table. The water, is a constant steady flow of water, would start to wash away the lighter weight materials, and water would fill up this big trough at the back. Now when that big trough is filled up, the weight of the water makes it topple over. I can start to do that. This board plays a very important part, because the lighter weight materials are washing into this gully in the front, maybe again being washed away. This is getting the tail end of all this cassiterite. The tin is staying on top for a bit longer, but when that trough is full, this is what happens. This board comes up, you get a fast tsunami, if you like, of water come down, and that washes the tin against the board that side, which goes into a separate part of this container at the back. Now, when that middle trough, the small trough, gets full of the water, what happens then is that tilts that big trough back upright again, like this. So you get a drop more water, washes away a little bit. They're still feeding it in the back, material, the minerals. Then that big trough starts to fill again, right? And the process starts all over again. So there we are, look. Flow of water, washing away the lighter weight materials. We've got the trough filling at the back. When that trough is full, up goes this board, over goes the trough, washes away the cassiterite, which is a bit more difficult to move because it's heavier, and it washes down into the back container. So, pretty clever. It's perpetual motion, isn't it?
Yeah.
And these will operate right across the countryside with a fast flowing stream to keep it fed all the time, giving it the power.
Well done, Alan. Just an interruption. You were interested in tin streaming, you can make a lot of money out of it. My uncle owned the tin streams at Patrice, and he kept a family of 5 in a lister.
Oh, wow.
I've had a mistress. So that's the way that works. Protected. Now we don't have a fast flowing stream running by to keep it fed, so we cheat a little bit because we've got a pump underneath here where all that water goes into the pump and is pumped back up to that green cylinder which supplies the water to the system.
That one's going to go on its own.
Yeah, we'll do that.
There you go.
Up comes the board. Tsunami washing the cassiterite into the board and back down behind into a separate area there. Right, Marcus?
Thank you.
How'd you lunch today?
I'm done, yeah.
Oh, I'm just going to have some milk.
It's like that giant bucket of water. This is...
See that tip forward? So it doesn't need me pushing the levers, it works on its own. Perpetual motion. Quite simple, but effective.
work nice.
You're all right? So you won't make it take ages with that.
Well, Alan and I both British. At least sort of in between Alan and He's a Cameron recruits from separated by the Red River, and they're the twin shall meet. On the rugby pitch, kill each other if you can. I haven't killed Alan yet, and he hasn't killed me.
What you know, this is called a, there's a name for it. That's a bubble bill.
Washes away the cassiterite, which is a bit more difficult to move because it's heavier, and it washes them into the back container of that.